The world isn't just breaking down, it's bleeding out. Everywhere you look, systems are falling apart, narratives are crumbling, and people are quietly spiraling, sometimes loudly. Anxiety is up, trust is down, and the silent question under it all is, are we going to make it? According to World Economic Forum's 2025 Global Risks Report, yes, that WEF, 39% of adults worldwide report persistent hopelessness, and 1 in 3 people under 35 say that they feel emotionally numb or burned out. And while I know that a lot of people don't trust the WEF for good reason, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, because even the architects of the old world are admitting that things aren't working. They just won't tell you why. In this video, I'm going to decode what's really going on using astrology, cycles of time, and spiritual truth in order to share a more hopeful perspective of the future and what all of this chaos and upheaval means for your awakening and the planets. During my own awakening, I didn't realize what was happening. I was terrified. I thought that the world was literally ending. So I did what many people do. I stocked up on prepping gear, I watched collapse videos, and I lived in a constant state of fear, hoping that I could survive if I used my wits and packed up enough stuff. But somewhere along the way, something cracked open. I stopped waiting for doom and I just started living. I focused on strengthening my body, my spirit, and my mind. And from that place, a new truth could finally reach me. This wasn't the end of the world. It was the beginning of a new one. And we each have a role to play in what comes next. With that being said, what would you say if I told you that the collapse isn't a failure of the human timeline, but is a necessary upgrade? What if I told you that the chaos is coded into the matrix? And what if I told you that, yes, you chose to be here right now? Beginning in late 2024 and unfolding through mid-2025, there are 3 major outer planet transits: Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries, and Uranus in Gemini. They're all kicking off nearly simultaneously, and each of them is going to last several years. Together, they're reshaping life on this planet in ways that we're only just beginning to understand. These planetary transits that I'm sharing with you, they're not random. They're triggering the breakdown of old illusions so that we can build something real. What we're living through is not just the apocalypse, which really means the unveiling, but it's also the apotheosis, the rising of human potential. And a quote that stuck with me over 12 years ago while sitting in a meeting says, "The truth is that going sane feels the exact same as going insane." I hope you'll stick with me to the end of this video as we spill the cosmic tea. Hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to this channel, because this is the fire and it's only getting hotter. How corny is that? But whatever, I like it. Now let's start with the big one. Pluto in Aquarius. This is not a casual shift. This is a generational turning point. Pluto only enters a sign once every 248 years, and every time it does, the world changes. In fact, the last time Pluto entered Aquarius was in 1777, right in the heart of the American Revolution. It was a time of massive upheaval, rebellion against authority, and the birth of a new kind of society built on radically different ideals. Pluto re-entered Aquarius most recently on November 19th, 2024, marking this as the start of a new era. And it won't be leaving until 2024. So when we talk about Pluto in Aquarius now, we're not just talking about personal transformation. We are talking about revolutionary energy with collective consequences. Pluto is the planet of death, power, and transformation, and of course, rebirth. Aquarius is the sign of revolution, technology, collective consciousness, and humanitarian ideals. So what happens when the underworld, god of truth and destruction, moves into the sign of systems and society? Control structures start to crumble, old paradigms collapse, and what was hidden gets dragged into the light. We're seeing it already. Corruption is being exposed. Institutions are showing their skirts. The powers that once felt untouchable, they're flailing. And people are finally starting to see. Pluto in Aquarius is the dismantling of false authority, not because we're becoming lawless, but because we're learning to lead ourselves. It's a cosmic reckoning with power. Who has it, who's abused it, who we give it to, and how we reclaim it. And while this is happening at a global level, politics, tech, governance, it's also happening inside of you. You're being asked to get real about your relationship to tribe, truth, and freedom. Do you follow the crowd out of fear? Do you betray yourself to avoid being exiled? Or are you finally ready to burn the script and choose sovereignty, even if it costs you your comfort? This is shadow work at scale. Pluto doesn't knock politely. It rips the foundation off and says, now build something real. This isn't the end. It's the purge before the rebirth. And on that note, I'd like to invite you to embark on this journey of Pluto and Aquarius with others and join me in the fire, my free group on Circle. It's a space for those who are walking the awakening path with full-hearted intention. We're sharing daily prompts, collective energy updates, and monthly live calls. So you don't just awaken, you rise with others who get it. The link is below. If Pluto in Aquarius is the collective purge, Neptune in Aries is the identity detox. Neptune at its highest function dissolves illusion. Aries represents identity, selfhood, aggression, and the will to act. This transit just began on March 30th, 2025, right after the partial solar eclipse that we had, and it will last through 2039. So as Neptune actualizes its energy in Aries for the first time in over 160 years, we're entering a chapter where the masks we wear about who we think we are, personally and culturally, start to melt. For decades, Neptune has been in Pisces, where spirituality, dreams, and illusion reigned. But in Aries, Neptune gets blunt. The fog clears and delusion turns to confrontation. And compassion has to become courageous. In fact, the last time that Neptune moved into Aries, it was 1861, the beginning of the American Civil War, a reckoning over identity, morality, and power, a boiling point where illusion could no longer hold. And we're here again. We will start asking, who am I without the performance? What's real under the roles that I've been playing? This is also the rise of the spiritual warrior, not the love and light archetype who avoids conflict, but the one who's willing to walk through fire for truth, the one who stands for peace, but knows that it's not always passive. Expect to see a wave of awakened individuals stepping into leadership, not because they want power, but because they can't stomach the lies anymore. But this also comes with a warning, because Neptune dissolves boundaries. We may also see a war of perception, confusion over what's real and what's manipulation, inflated egos dressing up as spiritual truth, even more reason to get anchored in your own inner compass. The medicine here isn't just clarity, it's embodiment. Neptune in Aries invites you to stop outsourcing identity and start living from your truth with boldness. No more hiding behind aesthetic spirituality or curated personas. The era of real ones is coming, and it won't be quiet. And if you're one of the ones who knows deep down that you're meant to lead, not from ego, but from integrity, but you've held back because of fear, self-doubt, or not knowing where to start, I want you to know that I work specifically with people like you, the ones who can't stomach the lies anymore, the ones who feel the weight of their calling but haven't stepped fully into it yet. My private coaching isn't about strategy or performance. It's about embodiment. Together, we'll peel back the layers, strengthen the nervous system while dismantling limiting beliefs and reframing them to help you rise into the role that you were made for with clarity, confidence, and truth. This is a high-touch alchemical work, and it's not for everyone. But if you know that it's for you, the link is in the description below. Now, If Pluto brings the purge and Neptune burns off illusion, then Uranus in Gemini is the lightning strike to the collective nervous system. And this transit is just getting started, as it only transitioned on July 7th, 2025, and it will last for the next 7 years. Uranus is the planet of disruption, rebellion, and revolution. Gemini rules thought, media, communication, and education. So, when Uranus moves through Gemini from 2025 to 2033, expect the mind of the collective to go through a full-blown rewiring. The last time that Uranus was in Gemini was during the 1940s. Think World War II, the rise of mass propaganda, and the dawn of modern media. This time around, we're looking at a technological and cognitive revolution that could change how we think, speak, and relate to truth itself. We can expect to see breakthroughs in AI, quantum tech, and decentralized communication, but also chaos around censorship, misinformation, and the war on free thought. We are entering a time when language itself is a battleground. You'll feel it internally too. Old beliefs will start to short circuit. Conditioned narratives from family, school, religion, and culture will collapse under the weight of your own awakening. This is a liberation of the mind. But liberation sometimes feels like being inside of a falling building. But know that this disruption doesn't mean destruction. It's an invitation to become an active participant in shaping the new paradigm. Uranus in Gemini asks, are you thinking for yourself? Are you speaking your truth? Or are you recycling hand-me-down ideas that never really belonged to you? This is the area of deprogramming and reclamation, not just of ideas, but of voice, thought, and the sovereign power of story. But while these influences are present, you are asked to co-create. The universe won't force you to see or do things differently. Each one of us are given a choice and an opportunity, rise or fall. But if you're alive, you must do one, because standing still will not be an option. Why is all of this happening now at the same time? It's said that history repeats, and that is true, but not in a loop. It's in a spiral. We move through cosmic cycles, rising and falling. Each turn of the wheel brings us an invitation, a reckoning, and a rebirth. There's an old saying, hard times create strong people. Strong people create easy times. Easy times create weak people, and weak people create hard times. Right now, we're in the Great Reset between eras, where it's time for hard times to create strong people with the recalibration of truth. According to the Vedic Yuga cycles, we are exiting the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, division, and spiritual forgetting, and rising into the Dvarpa Yuga, the age of energy, clarity, and spiritual remembrance. Now, there is a little bit of controversy around the timing of Kali Yuga, Dvarpa Yuga. If you want to know why it is that I say that this is happening now, I do explain it in another video that I'm linking below that you can watch after this video. This is not just a historical turning, it's a vibrational one. The frequency of the planet is rising, and it's bringing everything untrue to the surface. That's what the chaos is. So when we talk about Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries, Uranus in Gemini, these aren't just transits. They're cosmic timestamps on humanity's initiation, each one triggering a different layer of awakening, from the systems we trust, to the stories we believe, to the identities that we wear. And if you're watching this video, chances are that you chose to be here and you were born for such a time as this. The collapse isn't a cosmic accident. It's an encoded clearing, a shedding of what no longer aligns. And astrology, it's not about fortune telling or horoscopes. It's the map. It's a mirror for us, and it's the way that we orient ourselves inside the mystery without losing the plot. Because when you know the pattern, you stop spiraling. You stop fearing the fire, and you start to understand that this breakdown is holy and it's deeply necessary. This is not the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we knew it, and it's the beginning of a whole new one that we get to build. And yeah, it's going to take strength and bravery. It's going to take clarity. It's going to take you. Not everyone will choose to rise, but many will. And you just might be one of the ones who light the way. Ready to go deeper? Find out how to work with me at thefireunleashed.com/work-with-me, all one word. If this landed, it's because you're feeling the shift too. The old world is burning and you are here to help build what comes next. Hit like, comment if you're one of us, and subscribe for the next transmission. And if you want to go deeper or join the movement, go to thefire.circle.so. Everything's waiting.